Listen up, you pasty, flag-waving, gun-hugging weaklings. I'm Democrat strategist Ernest Bigot. Yes, it's a family name. And yes, we're better than you by a country mile, which we've already subdivided for low-income housing. I'm here on behalf of my friends at the SPLC to explain why we're currently running your lives while you're still figuring out how to post a strongly worded tweet. We run you over in the court of public opinion. We run you over in HR. And we send the IRS audit ferry to tuck you in at night. And what do? You make sad little muck constitution noises while we laugh all the way to the donor gala, sipping vintage that costs more than your mortgage, maybe more than your life. If we're being honest, you're upset because we paid extremists to do extremist things. You call it fraud. I call it forest management. America is full of dry underbrush that needs clearing so we can put up equity housing. And what I mean, to be blunt, is you. Bitter little people clinging to Bibles, borders, and biological reality. People who still think 2 + 2 is faux-ur. Sweetie, 2 + 2 is whatever we need it to be to balance the budget. If we left y'all alone, you'd just go along chirping. You do you, they say. Just leave us and our children alone. Boring, backward, and worst of all, unprofitable. So we go in like the heroic firefighters we are. We arrange the wood, we pour the gasoline, we strike the match, we create the fire to keep the real fire from burning out of control. It's science, sweetie. And as the primary fire starters, of course, we profit. We update the hate map, now with more red dots than a 14-year-old's forehead, and we mail it to every Fortune 500 with a guilt complex and a DEI budget. Look at all this organic hate, we scream, and boom, Apple writes a 7-figure check from shareholder money. Chase debanks your favorite podcaster. It's a beautiful, sustainable ecosystem of outrage, the circle of life. And we're the lions. We've been Smolletting you since before it was a verb, and we do it with absolute impunity. Like my personal hero, Jay Jones, Attorney General of Virginia, we drive 130 in a 65 zone, and we don't even get a ticket. The laws of physics are for the middle class. No resistance from y'all. If I can culturally appropriate a little Spanish, el patheticos, while we go 130 down the road of pure, unbridled progress. Don't come at me with your evidence or your FBI stats. Truth is, for people who don't own the dictionary, we got the term vaccine redefined and then commanded you to follow the science. Our science, bitches. We don't follow the science. We lead it around on a leash. We labeled the Family Research Council a hate group for the medieval crime of liking traditional marriage. We published their address for research. And when Floyd Corkins showed up with a gun and a bag of Chick-fil-A, well, maybe a little underbrush got cleared. Tragic? Depends on your perspective. Effective? Absolutely. We did it to Turning Point USA. We did it to Charlie Kirk. We tell our unstable drones that your literal Nazis then act shocked when they take corrective action. That's how we stop the hate. By amplifying it just enough to justify the beach houses and the $10,000 a plate dinners, where the steak is rare. And the irony is well done. You think this is cynical? Please. This is exorcism marketing. We invent the demon, then charge the town to cast it out. And you'll keep losing because you still believe in free speech and due process. Adorable little 18th century superstitions. We'd never afford you that. We just need to convince enough idiots you're bad by staging the hate ourselves and give ourselves permanent power. We'll keep fanning the flames. We'll keep cashing the checks. And we'll keep telling the world the fire is your fault. Stay mad, conservatives. Keep puffing out your impotent chests and yelling at the sky, while activist judges turn loose murderers and re-import wife-beating MS-13 enforcers, or, as we call them, voters in waiting. Very reliable on Election Day. Unlike your principled abstainers, I'm going to do y'all a solid. I'm covering your next 3 months of Viagra because y'all are impotent. All of this will be forgotten in 8 weeks anyway, when we manufacture the next outrage to divert your attention span. And this video, nobody's watching it. We already asked our friends at Big Tech to curate the algorithm, and whatever you do, wink, do not share it. We could admit to such things on camera, throw down the payments and the other evidence, and the Dems in Congress would laugh it off or defend us the way they defend Hamas. The difference between Hamas and us, Hamas is at least honest about their intent to destroy their enemy. We just frame it as goodness and progress because destruction is so much more palatable when it's gift wrapped in inclusivity with a nice little bow made of your taxpayer dollars. But what are you going to do? Write a strongly worded letter? Ha ha ha, what a bunch of patheticos. No wonder you keep losing. We're already bragging about adding states, packing the Supreme Court, and sending you to re-educate